I love coffee, but I think coffee's got a very big problem. You see, most people don't actually know where their coffee comes from.
Yeah, coffee's not actually a bean, it's a fruit.
That is why I am currently traveling 36 hours to a remote place in South America so I can show you exactly where I get my coffee in the Backpackers Blend from. Pack your bags, we're going to Brazil. Hold on, this is actually 36 hours before our trip to Brazil. I'm actually in a grocery store. This is where most of us Americans get our food from.
These foods supply what our bodies need for good health.
And have you ever paused and just wondered, where does all this stuff actually come from? I mean, yeah, there's a label, but can you trust it? For example, this says ground beef, but how do I know this is cow?
And beef products sold at a British supermarket were found to contain horse meat from an Irish supplier.
And what about the people behind the product? Like, how do I know that people were treated fairly whenever this fish was harvested? And don't even get me started about canola oil, because I know this stuff is destroying the planet and it's just really addictive and harmful to your own body. So I'm the owner of this company right here, Blue Sail Coffee, and I'm not gonna just tell you where this coffee comes from, I'm gonna show you. So that's why we're going to Brazil. Now let's go. Boom, we have made it to Rio de Janeiro. I've got the beach sand under my toes. And let me tell you what, this place is a freaking vibe. Like, imagine Miami mixed with like Yosemite, with like building architecture from Barcelona. It's freaking incredible. I really love it already. They play this sport here. It's like volleyball, but they use their head and their feet instead of their hands. Check it out. Wow, I am not athletic enough to play that sport ever. We're hungry and we want to go check out some local food, so let's go see what they got. This is pão de queijo. This is Brazil's famous cheesy bread, and you can find it on every corner in the city. My mouth is watering just looking at it, so I'm about to try it right now. The texture is so gooey. I don't know how they do it, but it's amazing. But this is not what we came to talk about. This is what we came to explore. This is Brazil's famous coffee. How did this get here and back home in the United States? There's an amazing story behind this coffee, and this is what we're gonna find out. Woo, that's hot. Okay, to understand Brazilian coffee, you gotta go back in time just a little bit. I'm talking like 300 years ago. 1724 and you're in South America. Modern day Venezuela basically has a monopoly on the coffee game. To the south, you've got the Brazilian Portuguese, and they're like, come on guys, we wanna get in on the coffee game, how do we do that? The French are like, no way, we will not share our coffee beans with you. So the Brazilian Portuguese had a secret weapon. Enter Francisco Paleta. Probably saying his name wrong. Anyways, let's just say he was the Brad Pitt of Brazil at the time. The Portuguese said, hey, go up to the French and settle a border dispute, and while you're there, grab some coffee beans while you're at it. He was like, I've got this. So every attempt Francisco made to steal some coffee beans failed. Then he saw the governor's wife, and let's just say they became good friends. On his way out of the country, with a little twinkle in his eye, Francisco convinced the governor's wife to stash some coffee seeds inside of a bouquet of flowers. Pretty smart, right? So with seeds in his hand and an ever-charming smile, Francisco sailed back to Brazil, and just like that, Brazil's coffee story began. Now fast forward to 1972. You have this young, ambitious man named Paulo Veloso, and he wants to be a coffee farmer. Psst. Spoiler alert, this is his coffee. But he's not who we're actually here to meet. We're here to meet his grandson, Gabriel Veloso. Gabriel is a third-generation coffee producer. He's also a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so he could totally kick my butt. So even though he could choke slam me like Hulk Hogan, I am here on a mission. I want to know, is there any funny business happening around here? So I asked for a tour of his farm. And so Gabriel showed me the 4 steps in the coffee farming process. Step 1, the cultivation phase. One baby coffee plant has to be taken care of for 3 to 5 years before it can ever be harvested. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of risk for coffee farmers.
And it's difficult because you cannot replace. If it dies, it dies.
Step 2, the harvesting phase. After all of that hard work, the cherries have to be removed from the plant. This is when we got to ride some really cool tractors. Cue epic B-roll, Raul.
The next phase is the washing phase. So you gotta soften that cherry so that it easily falls off the seed. The seed is what we love. We roast it and turn it brown. That's when it becomes coffee. So we're going to the washing station next.
Step 3, the processing phase. Inside of each cherry is 2 little coffee seeds. Well, those seeds have to be removed from the cherry. In this phase, the coffee gets dried for about 5 days, and that's when the coffee develops most of its delicious flavor.
After that, coffee goes into dryer machine to finish the drying process, 10, 12 hours.
In this phase, coffee is also sorted by quality using a bunch of really cool machines that look like this.
This machine actually looks at the coffee. It's got a photo and it's sorting based on what it sees. It's a very advanced piece of technology.
And finally, step 4, the exportation phase. That's when producers like Gabriel and buyers sign a contract for a certain amount of coffee for a certain price. And then the coffee will be transported to a port where it will go on a boat and shipped over the ocean to guys like me to roast the coffee. Everything seems legit, but what about the people, the voices of Veloso? How are they being treated? Who are they? How do they like their job? Enter Ronaldo. For the past 17 years, this guy has been tasting coffee on the Veloso farm. Like, no, seriously. His job is to just taste coffee. Talk about the dream job. Ronaldo's office looked like a mad scientist's laboratory. This guy could tell if a coffee got too little rain or too much rain just based on the way it tasted. But Ronaldo had nothing but positive things to say about the Veloso family. I could tell he was very proud of his work, and I actually really liked that guy.
It's a very good company. The family is very strong, and they treat the workers very well.
But what about the environment? Is the planet being destroyed in the process of making this coffee? I wondered if our coffee producer was being a good steward of our planet, or if they were destroying the earth just to make a profit.
Veloso Group, it's also Rainforest Alliance certified.
Oh my gosh, the Veloso coffee farm is RFA certified? The Rainforest Alliance seal means that the coffee was produced using the 3 pillars of sustainability: environmental, economic, and social.
It's not easy to get there. They came here every year to certify our farm. So for us, it's very important to have that one in our coffee.
Think of the RFA certification like the Michelin Star Award for a restaurant. Not every restaurant gets one, only the ones that have the highest standards and quality. But it's not just about growing coffee, it's about serving up sustainability on a silver platter. It's Veloso's RFA certification. The way they treat their employees, the way they take care of their quality, those are the reasons why their coffee is in this bag. This isn't just a bag of coffee. We now know it's a story. Behind every bean is a face, a family, a dream. Every hand that has touched this product carries with it pride and a genuine passion for what they do. And our Earth, she's being honored and protected every step of the way. That is why, since 2018, Veloso Coffee has been my choice for the Backpackers Blend. And that is why I'm sharing their story with you. Think about it. Isn't it time we knew more about what touches our kitchen tables? Whether it's coffee, yogurt, bread, I believe we need more transparency. Imagine if every product told us its tale. Tales of legacy, adventure, culture. We would see that we're not just isolated consumers. We're actually a part of this vibrant and rich tapestry of humanity. You see, I believe it's stories that bring us closer together. So That is why it's my commitment to you to tell you the story behind your coffee. I hope you enjoyed this journey to Brazil, and if you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next adventure.